Hello and welcome. This is Varun, Technical Advisor, Design and Prototyping and Educational Consultant for Tutormash.com. In this session, we will be discussing about creating a studio setup in AutoCAD. Modular designing is really important in nowadays. It enables you to design single peripherals and get the image rendered in an absolute background. So there are certain tricks by which you can model your object and get a studio setup. So in order to arrange with your studio, I have come up with some steps. The first one is you have to create a proper background. That means you must select an appropriate background which will help you to contrast your object over it. The next step is to orient the object correctly. That means your object must be oriented so that most of the parts are being clearly visible in the view. The next one is apply light appropriately. That means the light exposure must be given correctly so that the object is neither overexposed or less exposed to the light. Then create and place the camera correctly. That means the view must be exactly perfect so that the object looks the best in the view. Now let's see how to arrange the studio in the software. As you can see here, I have already set up a studio in the software. It is nothing but a rectangular extrusion done so that the floors and walls are being made. An object is being created in the center and placed according to it. I have also placed certain lights so that it falls exactly on the object. Like there is a web light here, there is another web light here, there is a point light from here, and a spotlight projecting over the object. Correct. As you can see here, it directly depicts a shadow over the floor as well as the wall. That is because we are now seeing in the realistic mode. So in order to get such details while you are designing, you have to make your visual control turn to realistic like this and adjust the shadow visibility from no shadow to full shadow like this. So this will enable you to get the detailed output of the object. Now in some less configuration PCs, it will be difficult you to work in this mode. So I recommend you to go for no shadow like this to reduce the bulkiness of your system. You can also change your visual style from realistic to 2D wireframe so that it will be much smooth while you're working. Correct. Now the next crucial part is to have an exact view of the object. So for that you can use two methods. Either you can set up a camera or you can set a named view. So first let me set a camera. So in order to insert the camera, I will type CAM and press enter. Now you can see that a camera has been associated with my crosshair. I will select somewhere here like this and orient the camera towards the object like this. With the default command that is exit, I will press enter. Correct. Now when you go and select on this camera, you can see the view like this. Let me change the visual style from wireframe to realistic like this. Let me make this one slightly more bigger. Correct. Now you can come over to the camera and adjust its position. Like you can increase the height from here. Right. You can make it much more near like this. Then you can orient it like this and slightly bring it downwards. Correct. Now in order to view this object exactly from the camera view, I will close this preview and go to my custom view like this and go for custom model views, and there's the camera. Now you can see that it is viewing from the camera. You can adjust your view and you can rotate it so that your object perfectly fits in the window like this. Now as you can see here, the rendering preset is now high. I will reduce the rendering preset for launch quality to medium like this. And for the size, I will go for the draft size. Now let me do a draft rendering. Correct. So within no time, it renders it out. And it looks much clean. Correct. Now let me close this window and adjust the view slightly more. So for that, this time I will use zoom command, that is Z, and press enter. I will again press enter to get the default command, that is real time, like this. So now that I have the real time zoom command activated, I can zoom in towards the view like this. Right. Now let me do the render again, that is RR, and press enter. You can see that it comes like this. So in this view, we can notice that the object is slightly getting cut off from the view. So this is not recommendable. So you have to adjust the view many times and check which view suits the most. Now the next way to adjust your view is by giving a named view. So for that, I will first set the view by which I want to look on the object. let the view be like this. Correct. After finalizing the view, I will go for a draft rendering like this. So now I can see that the object is clearly visible in the view and I can fix my view for the rendering. So I will close my rendering tab and go for the menu bar. In the menu bar, we have an option called View. In the View list, I have an option called Named Views. So I will select the named views, and along with the model views, I will add a new view, which is the current view by which I am looking at the object. So I will go for New and give the name for the view as Rendering View. Correct. With the default conditions, I will press OK. Now you can see that a named view called Rendering View has been inserted under the model views. So I'll press OK and it has been saved. Now, after I have done with the views, suppose I'm adjusting the light like this and moving this light from here to somewhere here like this. So now that I want the view back, I can go to the view like this and go for the named view from here and select the view, that is the rendering view, from here. After selecting the rendering view, I will make it as set current and apply, then OK. Now when you do the draft rendering again, that is RR, and press enter, you can see that it is slightly more different and the light is overexposed. So like that, you can adjust the orientation of the light, objects, materials, and then finalize how to do the rendering. When you are fully satisfied with the draft rendering, you can go for the higher modes of rendering which are available here, that is lunch quality or overnight quality. You can also go for manage rendering preset, where you can manually adjust all the values. That means you can give your manual sizes, and also you can give the rendering duration by giving the levels of rendering. You can get more exciting rendering quality when you use the rendering cloud option. It will help you to upload the model in the A360 and render in the cloud. So for this model, I have done the rendering in the cloud. This becomes the rendered image of that object which I have drawn just now. So like this, you can set up your own studio and model any object and subject it to fall under the light and get the rendered image. So that's the end of this session, and we hope you understood well. Keep posting your queries and feedback, and for more videos, log on to www.tutormash.com. Thank you.